So I'm a couple $100s short on my car note, but I'm done self-sabotaging. This is the part where most people give up or they quit, but I'm deciding to trust myself in these moments. Even when it feels like everything is falling apart. So let me give you guys like a little backstory. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a creative, and I live in Los Angeles. So the price of things is, a little bit expensive. And I decided to go get a car that was out of my price range. Now, I'm not going to say it's out of my price range because, of course, I still have it. But it was a little pricey car for it to be my very first car. I should have got like a hoopty or something, right? Now, my business isn't grossing, insane amounts of numbers. It's still somewhat in the startup phases. I was filling out the playing field, really seeing what the market needed from me, right? And recently I've been seeing that editing, was something that was needed, and I started implementing it. And it's been paying some bills, Before I graduated with that film degree with $100,000 in student loan debt, I also made that video. You guys can find that on my page. I was doing my photo shoots, and then I was also doing Uber. My photo shoots, I charge enough to where, I can pay off majority, if not all of my bills with my photo shoots. But there's certain months or there's certain times where, you just don't have enough, you feel me? So I started doing Uber, and I noticed the more I did Uber, the less money I was making through my business. It was almost like I was self-sabotaging with the idea of I have bills to pay, I have to be responsible and all this other type of stuff. So I'm gonna do this because that's real. When in reality, I had a choice to do something different, and I just wasn't taking that. But these last couple of months, hence me saying I implemented the editing and stuff like that, the money's been coming in. I've got some clients to where I know that, they have enough to, afford the services, and I'm very, very, very valuable to the situation, probably underpricing myself in certain facets, which, I can also admit. Of course, I'm not charging like $60, $100 courses, in the G's, pushing G's. But of course, for the field that I'm in, these are larger budgets that I could be tapping into if I really dedicated my mind, And, I just keep getting shown to trust myself, It's part of being an entrepreneur and a creative is we can literally like spawn money into our, region and into our accounts. I had an idea of something. I was like, let me do this. Let me put this together. Let me see how this would work, and then let me pitch it to this client, right? Then in the back of my head, I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't know if this is gonna work. Am I wasting my time? Like, should I just go do Uber? Why am I doing this? I'm not even paid to do it yet. Long and behold, I showed it to him, and he was like, man, this is great. I love it. Where's the invoice? Let's get it out the way. You feel me? It's just instances like that where I'm like, yo, you have choices in life, and I'm just learning to trust myself. Like literally, this last hour, my chest has been so heavy. Like I wanted to cry. Like I felt like I just wanted to literally just dismantle because the pressure was so heavy. Like it almost felt like I had an expectation on myself to succeed, an expectation on myself to perform. And granted, yes, I may have those influences coming from different people, right? The end all say all is myself, and what expectations am I putting on myself? And when I really sit back and look at the situation for what it is, I'm okay. My intuition is telling me I'm good. My intuition is telling me I'm fine. But I'm battling my ego, my self-sabotaging ways telling me that everything's not okay. You need to panic. You need to hurry. You need to get anxious. You need to do more. Go. That my nervous system is telling me you're not okay. But my intuition, my mind, my brain, my gut, it's like, yo, you're good. You could think through this. You feel me? This is an invoice away. This is a contract away. Instead of you slaving for weeks, hours, trying to make up enough money to pay for a bill, why not just close a little invoice, do it in like an hour or two, and pay this month's and next month's bills? It's just switching my frame of thinking. It's a beautiful Porsche passing me. I'm in Beverly Hills, it's a lot of beautiful cars out here. McLarens, Ferraris, Lambos, Benzes, it's literally anything you want. So yeah, now I sit here today with a couple $100s loose, with options, with a choice to make. Am I going to doubt myself and trust my fears and force myself to do something that's out of my nature, put myself in misalignment? Or am I going to trust myself, trust my gut, trust my thought, trust what I know, and just go get the bill paid, And as I sit here, I'm leaning more towards trusting my gut. I've been doing it so far. I've been doing it for, a little minute. I haven't been Ubering as much, It's just like certain days where, I get anxious. Uber has been like my thing I go to when I'm overstimulated. When I don't know what to do, that's what I go do. Or not even that. When I'm anxious, that's what I go do. You know, my papa had told me something so real. He was like, you know, you're an entrepreneur. You can stop. You don't have to go hard in your business, go hard in content, then immediately go straight into Uber, go hard, just literally like kill yourself trying to make money. You can stop, you can rest. And that's somewhat what my intuition and my gut is telling me too. You know, sit out, wait a second, be patient. But yeah, that's just been my go-to, where when I feel like I could be doing more or I'm not doing enough, I'll guilt trip myself into doing jobs that I know isn't for me. But I noticed a trait or a pattern every single time I trust myself and I believe in myself, and I just sit with the uncertainty, it always gets paid. It's like I have like this cheat code for some reason. It's like even on months where I'm like flat out, you know, this has actually happened before, months where I like flat out just don't have enough. I'll close a deal for the exact amount that I needed to pay the bill. You know, God works in mysterious ways, and I'm learning that as a very spiritual person, I have to acknowledge certain things is out of my control. I don't know tomorrow. No matter how much I try, no matter how much I try to plan, implement, you know, yes, certain things work, but it's been a good amount of things where it was just God. And I'm leaning on that now. So that being said, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I hope y'all are having a good day so far. Today is July 4th, actually. It's the 4th of July, y'all. I don't think I have any plans. You know, I don't really have friends and stuff like that. It's cool. It's whatever. It's whatever. But I think I'm just probably going to edit, do some more business plans, you know, pitch some things, and just close his money. Try taking it a little bit slow, not push myself too much. But other than that, I love y'all, man. I'll see you on the next video. I'm going to let y'all know how this plays out immediately. I love y'all.